you ever think analytics matter? Like, is there like a lot of people think now you got to shoot threes and not twos, and the analytics say, Golden State's built for this era right now. Anything about analytics you like?
I think stats, they're called stats. I think they just call them analytics so they can charge you more for it. They're just stats. if you got Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, guys like that, you can win shooting threes. But if you look, they didn't play great in the finals shooting threes. They just wore LeBron down. Steph Curry is terrific. Klay's terrific. They got a terrific team. But let's be realistic. I don't think Golden State would have won the championship if Cleveland had all their players.
I agree.
And this notion that everybody's going to shoot threes now, I just think that's not legitimate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, take me back to your career. You're the only guy I would ask this question to because you're the only guy that would give an honest answer. Was there a player who had good stats when you played in the NBA and you thought he was overrated, but he had good stats?
Well, those are guys on bad teams. You have to realize something. Just because you're putting up good numbers on a bad team, that doesn't mean – first of all, everybody in the NBA can play. Let's get that straight.
That's right.
But there are guys who, even today, who we talk about, they put up great numbers on bad teams, but if you put them on a good team, they would be nearly as effective. So don't go by just stats. That's the biggest problem I have with stats more than anything. And I don't want to call out guys, obviously, because one of the guys has passed away. We played against a guy, and they're like, well, this guy averages close to 20 and 10. I says, it's not a good 20 and 10. Because we bought him on a bad team. I said, just because you get numbers on a bad team, you just get more opportunities because you're better than the rest of the guys on a bad team. That doesn't make you a really, really good player. It makes you a solid player, but not a really good player.
Ron Harper didn't know us have great numbers, and Ron Harper played on those Chicago Bull teams. But I always use Ron Harper. Ron Harper could have averaged a lot more if he'd have been on a crappy team. But Ron Harper,
he did.
I know he went to Cleveland. He was a star.
But that's actually, first of all, I love Ron Harper, but that's a perfect example of a guy who was, everybody said this guy's going to be the next superstar in the league. And Ron Harper had a terrific career.
Yeah.
But getting numbers on bad teams does not make you a great player. That's a perfect example. That's not the bad mouth to Ron Harper because he's a great friend of mine. He had a hell of a career. But that's a perfect example.